Yes. Hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sourcing webinar number 7. Right, Lorelei from Stockholm is there. Tim, of course, you're here. Great to see you again. We got people from Prague. Where's everyone from, guys? Say it in the chat. Anna, a very familiar face. We're going to wait a couple more minutes for more people to show up. Not everyone is exactly on time as you guys are. Yes, great to see you. From Mumbai, great. We got multiple continents. Let's see if we can get someone from the US or Canada or Mexico. Barcelona, Spain. Alfred, where are you from? Israel, awesome. Awesome. Poland is there. Yeah, we got a pretty good international crew. Yeah, more and more people are joining. Welcome. Belgium is here. Buenos Aires, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the first person from South America. Great, Mariela. Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? India is there. Alfred, amazing. Did you find the time to join? Yeah, more and more people are coming. All right, guys. Yes, Tim, of course, the Netherlands. Hello, Dima. Hello, Dima. A very familiar face. Next week, Dima, you will be up. But first let's get this one started. So, you guys ready for video outreach? Hi, Ravi. Great to see you. Let's get started. I'm gonna share my screen. I have next to me. I have the chat, so I can keep track of everything that's going on. All right, let's start. All right. Let me do a quick check to see if my screen is correct. There's a little bit of a delay with the app. Yes, we are live and it is working. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Video Outreach, how to massively increase your conversions and get candidates to reply. Already our 7th episode in our sourcing webinars, still 5 more to come, but I'm very happy to see all of you here. But first, let's start with a small poll. And you can answer actually the poll at the bottom. To hear how many of you are sourcers and how many of you are recruiters. And the polls should be live right now. So enter in the polls. Are you a sourcer? Are you a recruiter? Are you a sourcer and a recruiter? And none of the above? Or you're not willing to share this because there's so many sourcers in here. Let me see what kind of audience. Ooh, someone's not willing to share. Someone's not willing to share. Here we go. Yes. Okay, we got a couple of really devoted sourcers. The majority is both sourcer and recruiter. Some people are really not willing to share this. Sources and recruiters. Yeah. Source and, okay, we have a clear winner. The majority of you are both sources and recruiters. And someone's not willing to share this. Ooh, let's see. We will not share your details. So how many of you have used video before to reach out to candidates? It's another poll that is going to come up. So tell me, how many of you have used video before? It's if you scroll down on the menu at the polls to reach out to candidates. Have you never done it? Have you done it once? Have you done it several times? Or do you use this on a regular basis? Or do you use this all the time? So tell me. Never, never. Ooh, the majority, never, never. Once, someone once accidentally sent a video to a candidate. Several times, awesome. On a very regular basis, cool. Okay, several times, good. Good, 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 good. Someone use on a regular basis, all the time, once. All right, awesome. So the majority of you have never used video in your outreach. Cool. So a lot of newbies, a couple people that used it several times, and one person used this once. Or no, several people used this once. So you guys are going to be in for a treat. And then, do you guys like Giphies? I've asked this the first time, so people that joined me on the first webinar, they kind of noticed this one already. But, you know, I also learn, I also grow, so there's more to it. Paul, do you like Giphies? Tell me, what is your answer? Oh my God, guys, this is going to be one hell of a presentation. Everyone loves Giphies. You say yes, yes. People absolutely love it. All right. Well, guess what? Ever since I did my first presentation, I asked a similar question. This app came out called Reface. Can you see the difference? Do you guys like Reface? Because I love it. I already loved Giphies, but with Reface, my life has been fantastic. Because basically what you can do with Reface, if you look closely to the left and to the right, you can put your own face on any Giphy that has a clear and defined face on it. And you'll see some of the Giphies, whether it's me or whether it's someone else, but you know, take a close eye because that's what Reface allows you to do. So in case you like Reface, now you know what you can do with Reface. All right, so enough said. Let me tell you a little bit more about myself. For the people that didn't attend the first sourcing webinar or haven't followed me on LinkedIn, I'm Adriaan Kolff. I am the co-founder of Matcher. What we do with Matcher, we help companies find and hire the best tech talent the world has to offer. And we do that by providing dedicated tech sourcing support remotely from countries all over the world, or we help companies hire remote tech talent wherever their needs are. Secondly, I'm an investor in HR Tech. I'm a regular attendee at Burning Man. Unfortunately, this year that didn't go on. I'm Dutch originally, but over the last 2 years have lived in Amsterdam, Kiev, Ukraine, and New York. And last but definitely not least, I love Giphies, and emoticons are also cool. So, what is the goal of today? The goal of today is that I'm going to show you why to use video messaging, how to make a great video, my personal start by using video, my learnings, and last but not least, I'm going to show you how to massively increase your conversions using video. And how I was able, with one email template and the same video, convince Craig Savage to send me a personal video.
Hello, Adriaan. My name's Craig Savage. Thank you for your video message. I thought that was quite innovative. A couple of quick things. I'm on the board of a company called Video My Job and an investor. It doesn't do exactly sourcing, but it's about bringing job ads to life. So you might look them up. I certainly believe a lot of this work can be done via video. To answer your question about doing it live or doing it pre-recorded, I've done hundreds of these. Do it live. Keeps you sharp, adrenaline running. Make sure you're prepared. It's a bit like that feeling 5 minutes before you run on to play a very important football match. The nerves are there, you're on edge, but you know you've got to perform. There's nowhere to hide. Do it that way, mate. It'll improve your performance. Cheers.
Craig Savage. I had never been in contact with Craig Savage ever before, and he sent me a personal video back. I had Irina Shemeva, I can't pronounce her name, I'm sorry, compliment me on my video. Nice video, Adriaan, even though she did misspell my name. And I even had a superhero reply to me, aka the Batman. And as you all know, my Batman doesn't get tricked easily with emails. So, but first things first, why video messaging? Video messaging is very personal. by actually showing yourself in front of the camera and actually sending that message to a candidate, you immediately show literally your face and who you are with every kind of expression that you have. Think about this presentation without being able to see me with my expressions and just seeing the PowerPoint slides. It's not really the same. I'm not saying because you need to look at me. I'm just saying it actually brings life to a story that you otherwise are trying to communicate via email or whatever kind of medium. And actually, it allows you to express your emotions both verbally and non-verbally. You can be very creative using video. Think about the endless opportunities of you and your camera on your background. Or, for example, you can show your office. You can get your hiring managers involved. You can actually show the great company doc that your company has. Or you can show your amazing work from home setup that you've created and maybe the kids that you're dealing with on a daily basis. What I often notice, however, is that people get kind of frightened by video because they think that they need to have a very professional setup, different cameras, need to be able to edit, and they take forever in order to record something. Trust me, all the videos that you see are done and recorded with my laptop camera, and now I have invested 30 euros in a professional microphone, but before that I did it with my headphones, and before that I even used my microphone's computer, which I don't recommend you to do. Now, another poll. How many of you have received a video message, so an email containing a video message that was either selling you a service or a job? So let's answer that in a poll, because I'm very curious to hear how many of you have received that. Go to polls again and answer there. All right. Wow. Okay. So by far the majority has never received a video over the last year. A couple have received 1 to 3 videos. So yeah, by far the majority of you have never received a video. So think about that. Video truly makes you stand out. Even if you have a very crappy video, even if you're not very articulate or whatsoever, by sending a video, you will stand out by nature by using this medium. Because as you indicate, by far the majority, almost 80%, has never received a video over the course of the year. Think about that opportunity versus the endless number of LinkedIn connection requests that you've sent versus all the emails that you've been sending. That's your opportunity. Research has shown that emails containing a video have a 5 times higher open rate, but more importantly, an 8 times higher open to reply rate. So people that actually see the video have a higher tendency to respond to you. I must say, this research has been done by Vidyard, a video messaging tool. So to see if the data set was completely unbiased, I'm not 100% sure, but I do see this number in the data as well. And this is some of the feedback that we got from candidates. I loved your video. The video is very personal, looks professional, but it's not overly done because you make some mistakes. I usually don't reply to recruiters, but your video really stood out. Thanks for your cool video message. And the last one, the new way of recruiting. So of course, these are messages that I ask candidates, hey, can you give me honest feedback on the video? And these are the candidates that replied. So the ones that didn't reply, well, they never replied. So what their negative feedback was, maybe, I don't know, but still. And there are multiple ways you can use video. You can use it for business development, of which I have a lot of examples. You can use it for your candidates. You can use it in your hiring process, for example, to explain how to do a particular job sample or talk them through the interview process. And a very powerful way to use videos in your onboarding process. Think about how many times you need to explain the same thing over and over, where to access certain files, where to find certain passwords, etc., etc. Record yourself, send it to a video instead of a long thread in an email, and it will make it much easier and much more pleasurable for your new employee. But today, of course, we'll be focusing on candidates. So, what tools can you use? There are multiple tools that allow you to record yourself, and I'll discuss the 3 most popular ones. And the first one, and my personal favorite, is Loom. Loom is a free tool up to 25 videos, and after that's not true, after up to 5 videos. If you record more than 5 videos, you either need to delete your old videos or go for the paid subscription plan. But the beauty of Loom is that it works in the cloud, so all your videos are automatically stored in the cloud. It's a very easy setup, so there's absolutely no coding whatsoever that you need to do. And you can record either your screen. You can record your screen with yourself somewhere on your screen, and you can locate yourself around it, or you can record yourself entirely. After 5 videos, you go for the paid version. You pay $15 per month, and then you can use Loom almost unlimited. Then there's Vidyard. Vidyard is similar to Loom in that sense that it has the same kind of functionalities, except that Vidyard offers the opportunity to customize some of your thumbnails, as you can see here in the print screen. And Vidyard is really focused on as a sales tool. So it does allow for a little bit more personalization. It is a little bit more expensive compared to Loom, but it offers great opportunities as well if you go one step further in terms of using video on a very regular basis. And then there's BombBomb, the most expensive out of the 3 tools that I just described. The power of BombBomb is that it integrates directly into your Gmail, making it a very seamless experience, but especially it avoids triggering any spam filters when you send your emails, which is, of course, very helpful. It is more expensive. It's $25. They offer a 2-week trial period, and if you like it, then you need to pay $25 per month. The downside is that BombBomb, as far as I know, doesn't work with Outlook. So, how to make a great video? First of all, be personal. We are trying to build a human-to-human connection and a proposal. As well as there's another human on the other side and actually looking at your video, so are you doing the video. So if you have a very scripted and very almost employer branding kind of video, people don't really like it. They want to see who you are in all your glories and highs and lows in that sense. And I even got a compliment from one of the candidates saying, hey, you made kind of like a sentence mistake. So be personal, be yourself, and present yourself as you would normally do as well. Explain why you're reaching out. Think, again, the receiver on the other side has most likely never seen or heard from you. So explain quite directly why you're reaching out and make it about them. Why is it interesting for them to listen to you? What message, what value are you bringing to them that actually sparks an interest and will actually make them reply to your video, which is not any different compared to email and all the things that Mike, for example, shared last week. And with a clear call to action. What do you want them to do after they've seen your video? And make it easy for them. Keep it short. Research kind of is different on whether what you read, but definitely don't go over a minute, especially because you use this as a first touch point. You don't want people to watch endlessly on your story and all the things that you have to say, and less is more. Try to get a video between 30 seconds and 45 seconds to hit that sweet spot. So, my start with video. Well, let me actually share more of my learnings and especially my failures in that sense. So some of the videos that I sent, only later to find out, and trust me, this is the video that I sent to 20 potential clients. You get it? You get it? Exactly. Do you think that the potential clients that I sent this to were also trying to tap in on their volume? Because that's what a lot of people were doing. And only 2 of them came back. It's like, I received the video, but I don't think there was any sound. Only then to realize that I sent this to 20 people. Exactly. We cannot hear it. So that was my mistake. I sent this to 20 people. Check your video. once you send it, especially if you send it to multiple people. I sent the wrong name. So what I did in order to personalize the videos, I actually held up a sheet of paper with someone's name on it. But can you see the difference between how the person's real name was spelled versus how it was written on the paper? This person viewed it, but didn't come back to me. I sent videos that were way too long. This video I sent to Prashansa was 1 minute and 36 seconds, almost 2 to 3 times longer than what kind of the experts say that a good video message should be. Way too long. Prashansa watched it twice and probably fell asleep the first time, so he had to review it again and never came back to me. And I did endless retakes. One of the things that I notice with people, and I've also discussed this many times with my team, is that people are quite reluctant actually to use video because they're afraid or like not very open to record themselves. It's quite vulnerable to see yourself. Do you also have that feeling when you hear yourself talk on video and that you don't really like your voice and you don't really like the way you look and your hair looks kind of funny, you know? And often that's the biggest hurdle for people to use video. And you do endless retakes. Similar to this one. Hi, I am Adriaan Kolff, and I'm the co-founder of Matcher. And I would love to I have hundreds, if not thousands of these. And especially ones that were actually pretty good. But then I looked at them and I was like, don't really like it, not sure. And I did another retake. Don't do it. Often, good is good enough. It's much more important to just do it and send them than do endless retakes. So what did work? Just do it. Think about how many videos you received this year. Think about how many people send videos. And think about how many people are sending emails. And think about candidates that receive all those emails versus the no replies that you always get. Just start to experiment with it. Get over that hurdle of doing the first 2 to 3 videos, and then you will see it will get much, much easier. This is an example of a video, and because I'm streaming the video, you will see that the quality is pretty bad. But I'll show you of an example of actually a person that replied back to me when I sent him this video. Hi, Matthias. My name is Adriaan Kolff, and I'm the co-founder of Matcher. Matthias, I noticed you've worked for Ironman for quite some time and now are working in tech recruitment. I've done my first and so far only Ironman in 2018. And ever since, I've looked at the world according to the principles of Ironman. Anything is possible. And that's also the reason when I looked at the recruitment industry that anything should be possible, but except for fast-growing tech companies, your options are often limited. You either need to work with expensive agencies, you need to hire an in-house team as fast as you can, but often you don't have enough time for that, and it takes time to onboard everyone, or you work with also often expensive contract freelance recruiters with limited success. That's why I founded Matcher. Because with Matcher, we provide dedicated IT sourcing and IT recruitment support for a fixed fee per month. We work as your virtual colleagues as an extension of your team and can work on basically any IT-related role across Europe. Matthias, I would love to tell you a little bit more on how we work for fast-growing tech companies like Booking.com, Revolut, Stripe, and Picnic. But Matthias, I would also love to hear your story on how you went from Ironman to become a tech recruiter and lead the team at Voy. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. All right, guys. Any comments in the chat, please, on what you liked, on what you didn't like, and any tips in terms of improvement? There's a little tiny bit of a little lag, so I'll wait for a little bit. Just type it in the chat because I would love to hear your feedback on this. Speed up the pace. Yeah. That's a good question, Glenn. There are tools for that. Very personal and professional. Thank you. Thank you. That's a big compliment. Guys, don't worry. You can be critical in that sense. Yeah. Natural and personal. Exactly. Martina, very good. Very good one. So one of the things that I noticed when reviewing this video, it did get a reply. And the reason why I got a reply, because it was very personal. If you noticed, I wrote the M of his first name, Matthias, with the Ironman logo. So he immediately saw like, hey, someone actually really reviewed my profile. And he almost felt obliged to respond to me because you're like, I get so many messages, but hey, cool that you also did an Ironman. Let's talk about it. But the video was way too long, and I didn't make it enough about them. That was something that I could have definitely done better. But you see that, despite the lighting wasn't great, also the microphone, I wasn't using a professional microphone yet, it did get me a reply. And actually the person that received it did mention that he was stalked by recruiters in that sense, but he felt the urge to reply to me. So the reason why I'm saying this, because now I would do things differently, but even with poor quality of sound, a video that's too long, and a lighting that's not great, it didn't bring out the best in me, I still got a reply. Here's another example that you can use, and this works especially well if you have a limited talent pool and you really are looking for replies of hard to fill roles. You can do a candidate profile review, and in your message, you actually show that you've reviewed someone's profile. In this case, it happens to be my co-founder, Maarten. And if you look closely at the bottom, you see me. In a regular email, you can copy paste actually a Giphy in the email. So you will see a moving image. So the person actually sees that you are reviewing his or her profile. So this is what that could look like.
Hi, Maarten. This is Adriaan Kolff, and I'm the co-founder of Matcher. Maarten, when reviewing your LinkedIn profile, I noticed that you have a lot of experience in setting up companies and actually growing them very successfully in the recruitment space. I'm impressed by what you've achieved with Legal Top Talent, the Legal Bench, Apollo Executive Search, and now Matcher. I therefore would love to get in touch with you because I'm an entrepreneur myself in the recruitment space and I'm looking for some external advice. My company is called Matcher. We're growing very rapidly. We're also in the recruitment space, and I would love to see if there's an opportunity for us to partner. Let me know by sending me a short message if you have some time to catch up next week. Below are my contact details. Looking forward. Adriaan.
Very simple, but can be highly effective. The only thing is, if you do this, it doesn't work very well with high volume roles. So do this when you have like a difficult talent pool, when you have a specific message that is hard to like explain via email or whatsoever, because this will lead to very high conversions in that sense. I'm not saying that it immediately leads to hires, but you will get replies on this one. So what does the data show? On average, and I time myself, it took me 4 minutes and 34 seconds to record and send my video. And I was getting pretty fast and pretty good at this. So I think I maybe, will be able to get 10 seconds off here and there, but this is around the average. This is about it. This doesn't include the time that I actually spent of reviewing someone's profile and actually building a personal kind of like story around it, similar to the Ironman story that I just mentioned. I sent 124 Loom videos, all with the personalization with the name in front of it, only to find out that 44 people viewed my video. 80 people never saw my video, never. They never viewed it. This is actual footage of me in the weekend when I'm usually Spider-Man, not Batman, Spider-Man, when I reviewed the data. True story. I was devastated. Out of the 44 people that viewed my video, 26 people replied. 44 people, at least according to Loom, because you can track it, saw my video, and 26 people replied. This is again actual footage of me being in a glass case of emotion. 26 people, so many people viewed it and didn't even take the opportunity to reply to me. So out of the 124 Loom videos I created, we got one new client, one sourcing summit invitation, and one article in Recruiting Brainfoot. So you be the judge whether this was worth it. And I got a couple very important learnings based on what I've changed ever since. My learnings. And I'll come back to some of the questions that I'm seeing in the chat. Email deliverability. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. I found the profile, found the email address, created a video, sent the email, and voila, I was just waiting and sitting back and waiting for replies. That wasn't the case. I forgot one of the most basic things. I never checked on email deliverability. I didn't check whether the email addresses were valid. So out of the 124, 80 email addresses most likely ended up in spam, bounced, or were old email addresses. What a waste of time. Always check for email deliverability. Make it about them. Why is it interesting for them to respond? Still, if you have a great video, it looks all fancy whatsoever, but if it's not interesting for them, they won't respond. Keep it short, as I just mentioned. Try 45 seconds, but no longer than a minute. And send a much better follow-up. What you will notice when you send video is that not everyone likes video. It definitely stands out, it's creative, but not everyone has time to view a video. Some people are in transit. People get more than 100 emails on average per day. Why would they sit back in a busy meeting, see an email come in, and then click on it, put earphones in, and actually listen to your story? You know, it's also quite a lot about timing. So make sure that the follow-up that you send, that it actually is written in text what you were trying to say in the video, because it will really help. So now instead of reminding them, which I used to do, did you have time to see my video? I say, did you have time to see my video? If not, no worries. Here's what I was trying to show you. And then in a couple bullets, you explain what you explained in the video. And in all honesty, it was very, very inefficient. So my judgment was, this is not working. Video is a great way, but not if it takes so much time. And I wasn't doing it for very specific targeted roles. I was doing this mainly to get more clients in for Matcher. But luckily, and that's all about sourcing, you know, I tried different ways. So I will show you how to send personalized videos at scale. And to come back on one of the questions on the GDPR bit, yes, that is difficult. But what you can do is you can actually filter out profiles, or you can cut if you need to. But at the same time, GDPR-wise, this is a little bit of a gray area. But since you are not doing anything with the profiles that are on LinkedIn, GDPR-wise, I think you should be fine. So if you do a review on a candidate's profile, and you do it because of the intention of, hey, I got a job opportunity for you, and you don't do anything with the other profiles, you should be fine. Do a double check with your legal department, of course. I'm not making any claims here, but based on what we know and how we interpreted the GDPR regulations, that's what we see. Then, how to send personalized videos at scale. Guys, let's do a quick poll. You ready for this part of the presentation? Because now it's going to start interesting. Get to the poll. Are you ready? Hey, Anastasia, I need your help. Where's the poll? All right, no poll yet. Let's go for the chat. Guys, are you ready? Oh yeah, here's the poll, I think. Yes, are you ready? Awesome. All right, guys, are you still alive? Good, good, good. Born ready. Woo, yes, born. Okay, great, guys. What an audience. You guys are great. You guys are great. We should do this all the time. All right. Let's get to it. Let's do this. I'm going to show you how you can send personalized videos at scale. And some of you actually received a personalized video from me before this webinar. Do you remember these guys? Arena, Craig, and Batman? This is the message that I sent to them. Hi, Craig. A few days left for the Sourcing Summit. We will both be presenting, and I'm looking forward to your presentation. Based on your LinkedIn profile, my topic on video messaging and sourcing might be relevant for you as well. I therefore created a video for you with a question that I would love your feedback on. Just click on the video below. And if you look closely, you see me with a picture of Craig's LinkedIn profile. And if he would click on that link, he would go to this landing page. And he would see his LinkedIn profile with the Sourcing Summit logo, but it can be any logo, with his name and a text specifically for him, and a landing page with the landing page of my keynote and the Loom video of Sourcing Summit that I created for him. Irina received the exact same email, but with her LinkedIn profile and with her LinkedIn profile picture, her first name, and Batman. Well, the most important thing in life is to be yourself. Unless you can be Batman. Always be Batman. Batman was Batman. So, how does this process work? And it's basically a combination of different tools, and I've touched upon multiple of these in the first sourcing webinar on sourcing and automation. So we use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, then combine it with SalesQL to enrich the data, use Phantom Buster to scrape all publicly data from someone's LinkedIn profile, including a print screen from someone's LinkedIn profile. I record the video with Loom, check the emails with Bouncer, and then it all comes together by using a tool called Lamblist. So here we go. Let's check it out. You run a search in our case, LinkedIn Sales Navigator. The reason why we use LinkedIn Sales Navigator is because it's the cheapest version of LinkedIn. It has almost the exact same functionalities as Recruiter Lite and actually even more. But what for us is very important, it actually integrates with SalesQL, and it enables you to scrape all your results from your query, from your Boolean search in a matter of minutes. So in this case, I did an example. I scraped Matcher, and I used SalesQL for it. SalesQL extracts the data, gets the majority of kind of like the data, so job title, company name, first name, last name, and populates your search with business email addresses and personal email addresses. That looks like this. So the results come into a spreadsheet. And the beauty of this spreadsheet is it allows you to filter out false positives from the start. What is very important with this methodology that I'm describing is if you do it like this, is that if you don't want to go through all the profiles one by one, is that you filter out false positives based on job title, based on the company that they're working, or whatever criteria you have that you can do at mass scale. Matcher is not a company with 2,000 people in it yet, so now it's relatively easy, but if you do larger searches, that's a very powerful way to do it. And you can see here in red, these are the email addresses I can use in order to reach out to them. Then, before I start, I do a search, I check the email deliverability in Bouncer. So I put the email addresses here, and I only send out emails to the ones that are deliverable, and never send out to ones that are risky or undeliverable, exactly because of that plan. Exactly because I mentioned only send out to people that you actually have the email address for, otherwise it's a waste of time. And then the profiles that you check their email address that are deliverable, those are the ones that you need to scrape all publicly available data from LinkedIn, because Phantom Buster allows you to do that and take a print screen of someone's LinkedIn profile. And that's where the personalization at scale comes from. So check this out. You use this Phantom. I've already mentioned how Phantom Buster works in the first sourcing webinar. Won't go into too much detail. And then what you do, you actually click on the filter, take a partial size screenshot of the profile. And what Phantom Buster does, it actually saves this on their Amazon server as a link. And that link you can upload into Lemlist, creating these personalized screenshots. Once you've collected this data, including the picture of someone's LinkedIn profile, the same Phantom does the exact same thing. So these results, both a print screen of the LinkedIn profile and the picture of someone's LinkedIn profile in there, and you need both of them for do the great personalization, are in here. And you upload this data to Lemlist. Lemlist is an email follow-up tool. Batman introduced Lemlist last week as well. And the beauty of Lemlist is it allows for great ways of personalization. In order to do this, you do need to pay $100 per month. I know it's quite pricey. And for some of you, it might be too pricey. But what I always say to people that are struggling with getting no budget is do the math of the business case. You need to present to your hiring manager, or whoever who says, we don't have any budget. They do have budget to employ you. So that must mean that there is some reason that you are working for that company because they want you to hire people. And what I tend to tell people, if you ask a carpenter who's a great carpenter, that's not allowed to use any tools and has to do everything by hand, how long do you think it will take him to finish something? And that's exactly the case with this. If you can say, hey, by using these and these tools, I'm actually going to be able to close roles faster, which is going to lead on average to a cost saving of XYZ, then you have a very different case. And then $100 per month is absolutely nothing. You have actually multiple ways you can show that. Anyway, so you upload this data into Lemlist. You use Loom to record your video, as I explained previously. You create your outreach templates. In this case, this is what the template looked like for everyone, all the speakers that were speaking at Sourcing Summit. And remember, the majority of them I had never spoken to and or connected with because they're speakers from all over the world. This is the gray box that Lemlist recognized, hey, this is what I need to auto-populate with the print screens of someone's LinkedIn profile. And you see in blue, hi first name. So that changes, of course, with Greg and Irina. But you can go much further in terms of personalization. You can refer to companies. You can refer to certain endorsement that someone has on LinkedIn. You can auto-populate this with many references to someone's profile or whatsoever in order to make it even more personal. But again, if I would have sent this video with a lot of personalization to someone that's not a speaker at Sourcing Summit, they would look very strangely at this. Like, why are you sending this? I'm not speaking there. So be specific and make sure that your target audience that you're sending this to is really the ones that you really want to reach out to. Then you create a landing page in Lemlist. This takes a little bit of time to figure this out, and this is trial and error, but their software is pretty sophisticated in order to help you with this. And this allows you to personalize these things at scale as well. So the blocks in red, those on the top, those are the logos that you can change, and on the right, it auto-populates it with someone's profile picture if you want. The text you can completely create as long as you want. And at the bottom, you can create a link to, for example, the vacancy. So what we do is when we use video messaging and we say, hey, you know, we got this great opportunity for you here, and here are 3 reasons why it could be interesting for you. And if you want to know more about the vacancy here, check out the link below. Or you can put a link to your calendar in there, say, hey, you know, book an introduction call with me via this link if you're interested, you know, very, very low key, and I'm happy to share you a little bit more details. And this is then what that result looks like. And you can see here, you know, the things that we were first in gray, this is then what it gets populated in Lemlist. Very powerful. Make sure that you create several follow-ups. In this case, I said, did you have a chance to watch my video yet? With a small popcorn emoticon. You know, I love emoticons. We love your feedback, whether you will record your video, do everything live, and bonus, whose yearbook picture is this? And guys, I'm still waiting for that one. Does anyone know whose yearbook picture this is? Let's see if you guys know. All right, it's coming in. And then my third follow-up. Oh, Michael, no, not Glenn, not Michael Jordan. Oh, Patricia, you are good. Snoop Dogg immediately. Yes, indeed, it is Snoop Dogg. Great job. And then you create several follow-ups. And what Mike has showed, you can go up to 5 or even 6 follow-ups as long as each one contains new information that is relevant for the person you're reaching out to. And this is in the end the video that I sent to every speaker at Sourcing Summit that had never heard from me. And this is the question that I asked them.
Hi, I'm Adriaan Kolff, and I'm one of the speakers at Sourcing Summit, just like you. In my topic, I will address how to use video messaging in order to reach out to candidates, very similar to this video that I'm sending to you. In my topic, I will show you how you can use tools like SalesQL, Phantom Buster, Lemlist, and Loom in order to send out personalized messages at scale. And I'll actually show the data whether or not this works. If you can't attend, there's always the recording, of course, but I would love your feedback in the session. Since I'm a rookie to Sourcing Summit, I would love your feedback, whether you're going to actually do a live session or that you're going to record it. I'm still 50-50, and I would love to have your expert view. If I don't talk to you before the event, please, all the best, and can't wait to hear more on your topic. Goodbye.
One video, one template to some of the best, if not best, sourcing leaders and experts in our industry, and I was able to get a reply. This is the power of sending out personalized videos at scale. If you look closely, if you listen closely to the video, you notice that I'm not saying, hi, Arena, great to finally meet you, hi, Craig, because that's not possible. So the video needs to be generic enough that you can send to everyone, but personal enough that people will truly feel that the video is meant for them. And it's okay to do this like this, and it actually works. So this is the data. I sent 36 videos, 75% opened it, 68% clicked, 52% of those people replied, and I still had a pretty high bounce rate, which was something I wasn't very happy to show. Out of the 52 that replied, there were also some people that came back to me at other fora and said, "Hey, I saw your video, great, I love it, I'm doing it, blah blah blah." And actually, data that we use for candidates here, this is also one. I sent 109 of these videos, 77% opened, 48% clicked, and I had a 35% reply rate. But still, the beauty of this was much faster for me than sending out personalized emails. And I actually got very positive feedback, and actually the client hired multiple people from this. So I'm not saying this is the holy grail, but I am saying there's a lot of opportunity if you use video in your outreach strategy. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. That's it. So, if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Follow me on Medium if you haven't already. And I would honestly love your feedback on this presentation and whether you're actually going to use video from now on. Yeah, Glenn, good question. I haven't used that, and it was actually one of the things that that someone else mentioned. So I need to look into it. What you can do in order to get subtitles on your video, because that makes it very powerful. Any questions? There was a question on someone in terms of background and lighting. So yes, of course, have a background that is relatively neutral, nothing too crazy. But if you've seen my videos, like I just did everything out of my living room, and especially lighting was often pretty poor. Even tonight, I'm sitting under my kitchen table lamps. In that sense, forget about all those hygiene factors. Just start to get over the hurdle of recording yourself. Of course, make sure that your light is good, etc. But only when you see that it actually works, start to invest in things. When I saw Mike's Batman setup, I was almost like intimidated by it. I was like, oh my God, like he has such a professional setup. I should also invest in it. And then I realized I work remotely. Like I go from place to place constantly. I don't really have a home office. Why would I need it? I don't. Even if you have a small light, you can use it. I've used sometimes I actually put a small desk lamp. It was pretty brutal because you have a pretty strong light in your face, but then you have great lighting. I mean, those are also the ways you can do it. Let me see if there were any other questions. Yeah, Nina. Mike, use the method. Any other questions, guys? All right, let's do a short one. Who is going to try video after this chat? Put it in the chat. Nova is going to try it. Awesome. Yeah. Patricia is going to try it. Kwan is going to try it. Yes, Nina, I love it. Just do it. Belinda will give it a go. Lenore, awesome. Awesome. Definitely, Lenore, you will like this. You will definitely like it. That's also a very good one. You can actually record your hiring manager saying a message if that works and happens. Glenn, definitely. And you will see the first couple ones, you will be so conscious. I've done my first video. I think it took me over an hour before I sent the first one because I was so conscious about everything. I didn't like the way it sounded, how it looked, etc. Only after a while to realize that's never going to work. You get over it. Get over your own fears in that sense. If you will be interested with Matcher, we do offer tailor-made sourcing workshops where we actually do a deep dive on specific sourcing topics that might be relevant for you and your team. Those are paid sourcing workshops, but we've already trained the teams at Booking.com, TikTok, and Molly, for example, on any kind of topic that's relevant for you. So if you feel that you and your team could use some additional help or would like to do a deep dive, for example, on how I can use video for specific roles that you're hiring for, or on diversity sourcing, or many other topics that might be relevant for you, please shoot me a note. We'd love to tell you a little bit more on how we do that. And if you need any more sourcing power, of course, let us know, because our team of tech sourcers would love to get to know you and see if there's a possibility to work together. If not, guys, stay tuned next week. I'm very excited because Dima, our head of sourcing at Matcher, who is much more technical, much more knowledgeable about sourcing than I actually am, he's going to present on what kind of tools you can use in order to find hidden talent. Thank you so much for your interaction. I really appreciate it. Please share me any feedback that you had, whether you liked it, but also I grow and I learn from these presentations. So if you have any feedback, what could go better, maybe less Giphies, maybe more Giphies, please let me know. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.